Hello and welcome to the CineSnobs here on Blaze Radio and BlazeRadioOnline.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host Ryan Brown, and today we're joined by none other than an ASU alumni, Lex Lang. Lex, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. So could you just give a small recap of some of the characters that you've done over the years?
Wow, okay, let's see. Well, I've done video games, Western animation, anime. I've played characters like Dr. Doom, Batman. I've played Firelord Sozin on Avatar. I've been on Curious George as the Doorman and his dog Hundley. I've been Han Solo and Poe Dameron in video games. Dr. Neo Cortex. I'm Suguru Geto from Jujitsu Kaisen. I played Sonosuke Sagara from Rurouni Kenshin, among about another 500 or 600 characters.
Honestly amazing. So what made you want to go into voice acting, or how did you start out?
Well, I've been an actor my whole life. I started out with stage acting that I did all through school and then after. And then eventually I took a little turn. You know, I was always open to having the universe guide me in some way, but also taking the steps to make whatever I decided to go towards happen. So after school, I went to, I started doing stand-up comedy, and I traveled throughout the Southwest doing stand-up comedy. And it was actually through a course of events that were not that pleasant for me, like a breakup that I had, that I ended up going to Los Angeles and being in a music school. And while I was at that music school, I became the spokesman for the school, and there was a director in Los Angeles that was looking for somebody who could come on set and show the people in his film how to look like they were playing the guitar. And because I was the spokesman for the school, they sent me out there, and so I was there showing the actors how to do windmills and jump off the risers and this and that. And the director said, "You wouldn't happen to be an actor, would you?" And I was like, "That's exactly what I do the best, you know." So he said, "Okay, you're in the movie." So fast forward a little bit, I was in the film. I became friends with an on-camera actor named Bentley Mitchum, who's still an on-camera actor, very good actor. And we became friends, roommates, and he was doing a film in Vancouver called Susie Q. And the female lead in that film was a woman named Amy Jo Johnson, who at the time was also the Pink Power Ranger. And so we were walking home from dinner one night, and I started doing that stand-up comedy routine that I do, which had like Jack Nicholson and Sean Connery and some different impressions that I do. And she said, "You'd be a great voice actor." And at the time, I had no idea what voice acting was, because there wasn't anime yet. There wasn't voices in video game yet. This is 31 years ago, and there wasn't any like long-form animation like Rick and Morty or Family Guy. I think The Simpsons had just kind of started. They were breaking off of the Tracy Ullman show at the time. And so I really didn't know what that was. And then she said, "Well, on my show, there's always like a villain that's basically an actor in a suit that needs a voice." And so she introduced me to the producer, and I started working on the Power Rangers. And about a little over a year after I started on the Power Rangers, I met a woman named Sandy Fox, who's now my wife. And she had already been a voice actor for a while. And so she helped me get my demo tape together and an agent. And shortly thereafter, I started doing Western animation, like Justice League, Legion of Superheroes, Justice League Unlimited, the Batman, and a few Batman Brave and the Bold. That was a little later, but a lot of Western animation. And anime came out around the same time. And so they called it Japanimation at first, but there had been a few anime before I started. I think there was another about 10 years of sort of underground anime that was happening. But I started doing anime, and some of the roles were like Rurouni Kenshin. I played Sonosuke Sagara, and Fist of the North Star, I was Kenshiro, and a variety of others. And at the same time, video games started having the capability of having more memory on their cards or on their discs, so they could add dialogue. So that's when video games started coming up with actual cutscenes in between gameplay. And that was like Crash Bandicoot, and a variety of others started happening. And so I just kind of rode the wave in all these little areas at the same time. And now, here we are, 2026, they've all sort of converged together, and it's like pop culture is all of them together, you know. So that's the really long-winded end of what made me start with voice acting.
Honestly amazing. So again, you've had so many amazing roles. What is one that you hold like very close to your heart?
Well, right now, I really do hold Suguru Geto from Jujitsu Kaisen very close to my heart. But others that have stood out for me are Batman. I've had a chance to play Batman several times. I played him in a show called Batgirl Year One, which was originally a graphic novel that DC made into a motion graphic novel around the time when iTunes had a lot of content. It was on iTunes exclusively for a while, but I think it's available. You could find it pretty much anywhere. And then I also played him for Mattel for all their toys and for the Dawn of Justice series that they had. And then there's a show called Batman Brave and the Bold, where Diedrich Bader plays the primary Batman on that. Excuse me. And but there's a story arc during that where Alfred is telling the story of when Batman got older and he passed down the cape and cowl to Nightwing, or Dick Grayson, and I played that character, so I got to play him a third time for that. The reason it's so close to my heart is because my brother, who passed away unfortunately, Batman was his ultimate favorite character on the planet. He had his car decked out like Batman. He had tattoos of a variety of, like, Gotham City on one arm and the Bat Signal. You know, it was just like, he was so into Batman, and one of his proudest moments in his life was coming with me to the studio while I was recording Batman. So, like, that was really cool. That'll always be very special to me.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And our final question of the day, is there any words of encouragement for those who are trying to get into voice acting and acting just like yourself?
Yes. Keep on doing it. Keep on going, because if it's truly something that you love to do, the universe will conspire to make that happen for you. You know, just keep following it. It doesn't mean like you wish for it and it just comes. It means follow the bliss that you have for it. Get involved with plays or YouTube things, or find places that are doing improv classes, and just continue doing it, because opportunities will come. The doors will be there that you have to walk through, but they will be there as opportunities for you to continue doing it. You know, if you love acting, keep acting. Just keep doing it. Also, as a voice actor, there's a website, D. Bradley Baker, who's a prolific voice actor. He put together a website called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com, and it's totally free. But if you really dissect that site and treat it like a roadmap, like a blueprint for success, you can achieve it. I mean, it gives you every single thing that you want to know as an actor that I never was told. Like, I went back and looked at it recently, and it's not only how to, like, take that path as a voice actor, but it's also like individual steps. It's also what to practice, what monologues you can practice, like everything you possibly could need to know to become a voice actor. So if you have that bliss for it already, you have that joy, the desire for it already, this is your roadmap. And I've seen people in the studio who have already taken that roadmap and have come from literally, like, from Ohio, but now they're in Los Angeles or they're in Texas doing voice acting. So it works. So that's my advice to you. Go out there, keep doing what you love, and keep looking for those opportunities to take the next step, because it's a long road, but it's one step at a time.
Amazing. Well, Lex, thank you for your time.
Thank you.